Welcome to KETCHY Nation Talk, episode 6. I'm here, Poetic Headset, and my co-host.
I'm Alex.
Okay, so we're gonna have. I'm gonna get straight to this. We're gonna have such a special episode today. We actually have something gonna go on, but first, before we even get to that, we gotta go into a little slideshow a bit. And yeah, we'll get into the whole hi and how are yous, but we're gonna have to get to the little slideshow first. Oh, and yeah, we're gonna have to talk about Bubble Up. Don't you want to talk about Bubble Up, man? Alex, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about Bubble Up? Yeah. Okay. No. Actually, we have an actual guest today, and and from Soju Talk. Wait.
Wow.
Before you talk. So this is Warren from Soju Talk. If Alex can kind of talk about a little bit, and then Warren, if you can get into it and kind of introduce it. So.
No, I'm just like how can you say it? It's like it's great. I just was like knew that this guest. Wait a minute. Can you start?
You want to restart now?
No. I mean, Warren can start talking about himself. He's good on that. He's really good on that.
Hey everybody! No, happy to be here. Hi everybody. I'm Warren from Soju Talk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We are a K-pop podcast. We discuss everything in the world of K-pop every week. New releases, newses. And I happen to be, my one and only happens to be Rocket Punch. And they reached out and they were like, yo, join us. And I was like, bet, I'm down. Let me in. So here I am. Happy to be here, guys.
So
excited.
Cool.
Hold up. We have to ask this one question. This is the most important question, right?
Okay.
This is the most important question.
Okay.
Who's your bias in the group? You better think. What? What? No. Okay.
Been a Takahashi fan since day one, man. Here I am.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you this question. Since you're a jury fan, did you actually do the whole chat thing that she did? The whole, when she had her episodes. Were you in that final actual chat? She was there.
Are you talking about the vlog she did in Japanese?
No, the Juriful days. Back.
Juriful days.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I couldn't catch the live chat. But
no, Warren, why?
I'm a horrible fan. I have to admit, I'm very bad at doing these. But I did check out all the episodes. I had fun with most of them. I learned a lot about makeup, apparently.
Oh, it was very educational for sure. Yeah,
it was very educational. Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to the egg.
Okay, so can you kind of introduce yourself a little bit, and how you got into K-pop, and how you got into Rocky Punch for sure, because of the KETCHY Nation Talk, and and how did everything go? Like, how did you become a jury fan? No, you were a Rocky Punch, yeah.
There's 2 Yuri stands now here, yeah?
No, don't say that.
Okay, was that a spoiler? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No. Yeah, I got into K-pop a couple of years ago. Me and my friends in college, we used to hang out in his apartment. We'd be like, let's watch something on YouTube, and like we'd run into K-pop music videos, because a lot of them liked K-pop, and I was like, bet. I'm Korean. I came from a Korean like a background, and I grew up listening to a lot of K-pop. And at that point in my life, I was like, I don't know if I listen to a lot of K-pop anymore. And then I was watching these videos with them, and I was like, bet, this is kind of cool. Let's get back into this. So that was my introduction, like, I guess, back into K-pop for a bit. And then a couple years later, we were like, I'm bored. You're far away from me. Let's do something together. So we started doing a podcast. And that was right around summer 2018. And some of the first stuff we ever did as a podcast was cover Produce 48. Which
Neko, yeah.
It's a great start.
You have no idea how committed I was to that thing. I had spreadsheets and I was analyzing like trends. I'm like, ooh, like who's gonna, and then all those all that analyzing work was done because there was a certain girl whose head, kind of looked like an egg, kind of gave off meme energy when she walked around. And I was like, she's kind of funny. I want her in the final group. Obviously, as we all know, that didn't work out. She went back to Japan. But those couple of months, I think, were like the very beginnings of me being her fan. And then things somehow positively, magically worked out. Miraculous, if you ask me. And then she came from Japan into Korea. She graduated AKB. None of that no way man thing. We don't want that here. And she came back to Korea. She debuted in the K-pop group. And I was like, bet, this is exciting. That other girl from Produce 48 I liked, she's in this group too. This is my one. Let's go. Yeah. The rest was history from there.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. There's a video that it's in, I believe, in KETCHY NATION right now, that does introduce Yuri, I guess. If you actually watch that video, you'll see her from her little kid. I actually did a lot of research on that one, and you'll see her from when she was in AKB, her first view, mind you, like the first time she came into TV and AKB to the thing. It's just straight out introduction. If you haven't seen it, I totally recommend you check it out. If you're really a Yuri fan, you're gonna definitely like that. It's short, but it has all the little fun stuff in there, so just kind of giving that.
Yeah, I'm gonna bookmark that video. Just watch it real quick after this recording. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, is this a Yuri commercial channel? Sorry.
Wait.
If you want me to leave the room, I can. It's Yuri and you guys. Sorry. It's,
Oh, hold on. Before we get to the next part, I just want to ask this. I just want to ask this.
Yeah.
Also, you, Alex, I want to ask you this too. Have you been doing pocket dolls? Have you been doing pocket dolls?
Yes, sir. Yes, I've been doing it. Yeah.
Pocket doll.
Yeah, we are best buddies with Suan and Union. Yeah, yes.
I frankly am not. I would like to apologize. All the sincere fans out there. Obviously, I'm just cosplaying as a fan. No, but I'm not doing it. But I did do the AKB mail back when that was a thing, way back. That's all right. But I didn't. I was like, doing this again. I'm not sure if I want to do it this time. So, also I don't have infinite amounts of money.
I mean, it's kind of interesting, even if you don't write to them, because they write to all the fans and stuff like that. So it's been working. Of course, it's sometimes, sometimes it takes a long time to answer and things, but they have life.
Right.
So but I think it's a good way to get some new fans excited, maybe even more than old fan or like old stands. I think it's good thing that they make their it's easy to connect them and stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing.
I know. I see a lot of people talking about it in the channels I'm a part of. Yeah. And they seem to be having a good time. So that's highly recommended if you're in. Yeah.
Yeah, if you really want to get if you want to at least give them a letter or just give them a little message, I think it would be worth it.
Yeah. We are BFs. Me and Suyeon and Union, we are BFs. So
there you go. There you go, Alex. Oh man. All right. So we got a little pocket doll little thing going there. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the fun stuff. All right. Okay, bubble up. All right, Warren, since you're the guest here, we talked about this in episode 5, but I want to get into that. What do you think of Bubble Up, and how the album went out, and if you have a favorite song there, kind of let us know what it is.
It was. You know what? Not gonna lie, it was very solid. It was a lot more solid than I expected actually. And here's the thing, right? The way I view music tends to be a little more critical than a lot of K-pop fans. And because I like to break stuff down, analyze things.
Makes sense.
Look at the production, And not gonna lie, I was like, this is not bad actually. There were a lot of nice moments where like things flowed into each other, and I think um just like the three Korean EPs, the moments when the first track moves on into the title track, right?
Yeah.
So for Bubble Up EP, we have this nice intro track, Overture, which leads into Bubble Up, and that moment was kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie, it was something that I usually enjoy about Rocket Punch albums, and their projects, and I'm glad that they retained it for their Japanese debut. Just very happy about that. Um, yeah, I don't know. It felt very safe overall. It felt at the same. It felt very K-poppy, but also at the same time um, very safe. I was getting a lot of hints of their Bim Bam Boom, the first Pink Punch album, almost with the conceptual direction they went with, which was for me personally speaking, my favorite EP so far. So, not complaining, honestly.
So I'm just gonna ask this question. If Alex, if you have any other questions, just ask away.
No, I think we have the same question.
So my question comes down to is like, what is your experience with the Japanese J-pop scene, or have you been a fan of that for a long time? And can you give an outlook, like, did they really do the right thing to make it more K-poppy and not more of what the Japanese scene is all about? So
yeah, that's the thing we have been talking about. Is the songs a little bit like too much K-poppy and not like made for Japanese market as a J-pop songs?
Well, let's think about it this way, right? Because the way I see the K-pop market in Japan right now, I feel like there's a solid amount of people who are dedicated to learning more about the whole industry or the genre as a whole. And then within those people, there's a solid amount of people who are, very loyal to specific artists. One example that, comes to my mind, actually, nothing comes to my mind. Never mind. But Bubble Up does feel like an EP. Sorry, what's up?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think because we talk with Poe a lot that the Bubble Up was kind of a perfect song for the Japanese market, but the other songs were kind of different and kind of K-poppy more. Like you can imagine them to be in a normal like album released in Korea.
Well,
that kind of stuff.
So the way I saw it was the fact that a lot of the songs that they had in the album, they're good. No doubt about it. The composing was great on the songs. That's the thing. But I felt like they made it less. They made more of a K-pop type signature, and more or less trying to make a unique Japanese signature for the songs. Something like when we hear a Japanese song and then we hear Rocket Punch, we're gonna say, "Oh, that's Rocket Punch," right? Bubble Up was pretty good. That's the only one I kind of say, "Oh, that's close to what I felt like a type of J-pop songs out there." And from my I guess from the sidelines, I listen to a lot of J-pop, J-idol songs, so I kind of get a little feeling like what kind of songs are pretty good out there, or what's the popular out there. Like I'm not gonna go which AKB family I'm into, but definitely I'm not gonna go into that. That's there's too much detail for that. But yeah, so that's why I went into, as I said, it was like you said, it was sort of a safe song. The fact I know kind of what the adjusted numbers are, but I won't say like it's the right numbers, I guess, or But the way it worked out was it sold okay. It didn't sell as great or best as it should have. It sold okay. Like if you were compared to whatever the K-pop scene right now, and if they release this in K-pop or in and they sold as like next comeback, we'll easily see 10 to 20,000 easily from the albums itself, because just the fact that Rocket Punch has that type of fandom overall, that's what I see. Okay, as an international event, that's what I see. So
I think it's kind of also many times a K-pop group, they need to break first time, maybe like if you're not a Blackpink or some other big like a group that is has behind a big company, you need to like just test the waters first. And I have a kind of feeling that that part of it went well, and maybe be more ready the next time. Because
Right.
in a way, Rocket Punch music is something that you could think that Japanese people like because it has this kind of fresh, cute, energetic, the thing that we love about it. So I think it's a good way to just try the market for a while and then be more ready the next time and have a. I think it's a good thing that they tried it. And,
Right. At the end of the day, I don't know. Nobody knows how much money investing Willem did into this Japanese debut project, right? But what we know for sure is that we know that they've been wanting to go to Japan for a while, right? We've got several contents in Japanese. The members themselves have been learning Japanese for a while. We know that. But at the same time, I'm kind of lost a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because I do agree with you. I do feel like Bubble Up as an EP feels like we're kind of, it feels like we're doing a big focus test and we're spending a lot of money to do it. But at the same time, sure, go ahead, do that. But at the same time, Woolim doesn't have infinite funds. We don't have infinite money. We don't have infinite resources. We gotta make sure we allocate those resources properly. And so.
Yeah, was the timing right? That's the thing that I'm a little bit thinking. Was the timing right for it? Like, I know that a lot of KETCHIs and fans kind of waited for a Korean comeback, and it was kind of interesting that they come like. How did you? There wasn't a lot of days between releasing the. There was.
Ring.
How long was it? When there was first was Ring, then came Ring acoustic version, and then Bubble Up. Wasn't it like that?
Right. Well, I mean,
everything happened like really fast.
Ring acoustic version didn't feel like a full out comeback, right? That felt more like it felt almost like a special one-off thing, almost fan servicey.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, but they're doing this while we prep up the Japanese release. So I'm not expecting it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the next release we get is also Japanese, because they're following very tight. They're following very tightly after these couple Korean releases. So, that's. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not like expecting it to happen because a part of me doesn't want it to happen.
We'll
see. That's true. That's true. Like, I think if they make a Korean comeback, they can more maybe test and do different concepts. Like if you do a Japanese comeback after this, it has kind of what kind of it has to be or.
Well, Rocket Punch has been kind of testing concepts out. I mean, their last one was neutral. That's not something they did before, didn't they? Yeah.
Personally speaking, I feel like Pink Punch, Red Punch, Blue Punch, Ring. I feel like all of it is a big testing project. Honestly, right? Because they were. I mean, the whole point of the Color series or Color trilogy or whatever you call it. We know that it's ending with 3. That's as far as I know. From reading the press releases, that's what I got.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
And it really felt like they were throwing things on the wall and like finding out what sticks,
Yes.
Right. Yeah. They're trying to figure out, hey, what kind of color suits this group the most? Because they're not going to recycle the previous creative directions they went with their previous groups. Woolen, I mean. So they got to do something new. That's great. That's great and all, but like at the same time, I feel like, it might have been better if we had a stronger identity as an artist, as a group,
Yeah, that's straight away.
Right. Like if you look at a lot of successful girl groups, their first couple of years are like lots of build-ups in terms of creating an identity, creating a cohesive color and voice. And with Rocket Punch, that's where I'm a little sad. That's where I'm like, ooh, maybe they could have done that a little better. They definitely did that with their Willem's first 2 groups, which is Infinite and Lovelies, right?
Yeah.
But we're definitely not doing that here. So I was like, what prompted them to change their mind? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of fans and listeners who like only the first album more than the latest album and that kind of stuff. So that already tells that there is a that there is a big difference between different concepts in the albums and so on.
Right.
So we don't really know. We are still waiting for that one hit song that it's gonna. That's as a fans, that's our dream to have that one moment that we say, yeah, that's their their spot.
That song is their song. It's their moment. Their time to shine. That would be ideal. The problem is, I feel like that's a very difficult thing to achieve in the current sphere of K-pop in general. We talked about this briefly before we began recording, but in order to get a massively huge hit song, a huge hit single, it's gotta have a strong connection with the general public, which at the moment, this applies to K-pop overall. I feel like the general public doesn't pay a lot of attention to some of the K-pop idols that are coming out nowadays, aside from a couple exceptions like aespa, which sold so much on the online charts, and then a couple other groups. In that aspect, it's just very, very difficult to do the traditional thing of have one hit single and then use that to connect with the general public and then continue your strategies from there. That just feels like, man, it doesn't apply just to Rocket Punch. It applies to a lot of the groups nowadays. And
I think especially because the days we are living, there's no like festivals. They're not something that
too, right?
Yeah, in Korea, people are, that if you're a little bit smaller group, that's the way you could get a little bit more noticed and your name out there. And now there's not that kind of choice, so it's really hard to compete and I think it's really unfair to say that we can do that. Wooling can do the same as SM or Cube or
right.
So
I see.
It's gonna, yeah.
All right. Wow, this got really detailed. This got really deep.
Yeah, that's...
I was like, what? I was like, we saw a lot of topics. I was like, hold on.
Deep into
hold
the deep.
Hold on. We got a couple more topics to go, but yeah, that's
all right.
The talks you guys talking about is very interesting, and I kind of wish we had another time to really go deep into this, but I was just talking about the album itself, and this is all. Okay. Let's go to the next part.
This is why Poe is.
Yeah. So okay, now we're gonna get into. I kind of wish you know what happened in the showcase, right? What are your thoughts on the showcase overall? Like, if you watched it, like, do you think it was a good showcase, or they could have done it better? Yeah.
Man, frankly, I had it playing on the TV while I was doing work that day. I remember them performing. It was fun watching them perform. I thought they had a good choreography. Obviously, this isn't something we're going to show on Show Music or something like that. So I was trying to pay attention to the performance more than anything. I was like, yeah, it's pretty nice. We have some nice choreo. The girls look nice. I know in the picture they're wearing nice things. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have that much to say. I think about the showcase in general.
Okay. All right, Alex. We already talked about this though. Let's not go into detail.
Yeah, I think we have talked about it already, but just like I have a little bit like mixed feelings about it because it's at the same time you were expecting something like special things or like a dancing in suits or something like that, and it was kind of simple and it was a lot of interviewing and that kind of stuff. So I think that's the one thing that people were maybe expecting a little bit too much about it, because we have seen so many this kind of online concerts. But this was kind of you have to think about it as a showcase and the first time the group comes to Japan, and that's why there was so much talking and a stupid game. Sorry, but that was stupid. I didn't understand that at all.
No,
Yeah.
I totally get what you mean. I do feel like my expectations are a lot lower than yours because I was like, it's just gonna be like an introduction to these people, but done for the Japanese audience. So
Yeah.
like basically, the first showcase we ever got all over again, but with the Japanese folks, and I was like, okay, that's probably what we're gonna get. I'm probably, not gonna get anything special here.
Yeah.
Which threw me a little off because there was a price tag related to this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess that's how they do it in Japan. I don't know. I don't know too much about the idol scene there. So
Yeah. So the only thing for me was the fact that there was a price tag, and if you really think about it, the V Live showcase close to what you kind of got in the whole Javi showcase. But in the V Lives, it's free. That's the only thing.
That's
the only thing I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say any more than that. That's all. All right, let's go to the next topic.
all right.
All right, let's go and talk about the music video. And I'll add also the fact that did you watch? Was it KETCHY Fly to Japan, or is it Rocket Punch Fly to Japan? I think was that the episode they did with it that they
that
kind of introduced.
documentary or
Yeah,
the Japanese
documentary.
crew.
Yeah. So there is there is someone who translated, well, a group translated it, so I kind of watched a little bit of that. What is your thoughts on the whole music video, and if you want to go into detail also about the whole documentary they did with that? No, we'd like to know what that is.
I frankly haven't seen KETCHY Fly to Japan. I know what it is, or the documentary. But with the music video, at least, I liked it a lot more than some of their other videos they've done so far. I don't know if I like it. Okay, personally speaking, I like Bim Bam Boom a lot more than Juicy, which I like way more than Bouncy, where I feel like they went a little overboard with a couple of things. Here, I felt that was a lot more acceptable and like a lot more smooth, and like the concepting and the styling wasn't like over the top. It was generally very casual and kind of cute, and they were wearing tennis skirts, which I know is popular with the K-pop folks in Japan. So I felt like they did a pretty decent job, with like the whole like creative direction they went with. I didn't pay attention to the plot. They like they were, I don't know, they were playing chess at some point and stuff, but
yeah.
like,
was there an earthquake or what?
Everything keeps shaking. I guess it's Japan after all, like
It was a really kind of. I wish there was a narrator or something explaining what the video was about, but it's kind of fun still to watch, and I think how do you say, I think the quality was really good in a way. Maybe somebody who understands more about productions see it differently, but it felt that it was well made. It's probably not like what I have heard, that is like William is not putting like heaps and heaps of money to MVs right now, and that's understandable. But it's like,
right.
It was good.
The takeaway from I got with this music video is Willem is willing to spend money, right? But they're not willing to spend too much or too little. I feel like this is about the level we should go with, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want them to do a huge cinematic outdoor shot, right? Like when it's their debut. Like that's a very risky move. I don't know. This made sense, It was a nice, cute little studio. Yeah, it's simple. It's the K-pop formula.
It's straight up simple. No, it works for them though. It works for Rocket Punch. It shows a lot of their personalities and all the cutesies that they had going on. It's definitely I for one like Bubble Level, so I really like that video. I watch it from time to time, of course. I just think that they just made it very simple. Like the story, there's not really a storyline. It's just having fun and just kind of vibrant colors. It's just kind of playing by the fiddle, I guess.
Right. That's kind of cute. Yeah. It was not much more to it, honestly. But hey, that's pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next topic. You guys kind of went into this. I was like, why you talking from acoustic?
Yeah, it's okay. We could talk about it more. But it's I've never thought about it that it was kind of yeah, but you're right. It was kind of a fan service, but at the same time, it was like a whole totally new production. That was what I was talking before. That it wasn't just you put acoustic guitar on the background but you can hear that everything was recorded like separately. It was nothing
Oh.
from the original Ring Ring, and that's what I think make it special, and that's why I think a lot of people like it or even prefer it more than the Ring Ring, the original one.
Really? Do
Yeah.
people actually like this over the original Ring Ring?
Wait,
Yeah, I'm
what?
sure.
What?
Oh man, if you are one of those people, please leave a comment and I will talk to you in the comment section because I'm curious. I'm curious. Personally for me, this kind of style of music, which I identify as Korean cafe acoustic R&B-ish music, this style of music I feel like hasn't evolved since 2008. Which is over a decade ago at this point. And
That's retro.
It's a good kind of retro though. I don't know. Personally, for me, it doesn't do much because I know there's been so much done in this style of music already. Whereas Ring Ring, I feel like was a very, very solid interpretation of the retro concept. Here, I was like, what are we really adding? We're not really adding much.
But don't you think that they maybe wanted to showcase their vocal skills more and kind of like show something different to listeners? That's how I thought of it, because William has a really good reputation as a good vocal heavy group, and I think that was a thing that we really liked, and at least I liked a lot too, that they could really showcase their vocal skills.
Yeah, no, that part I definitely agree with. I do feel like some parts worked really well in this arrangement. Some parts I didn't feel like works really well. Like Sohee's rap verse, I was like, if it's an acoustic version, maybe you could have replaced it. But
it was cute and funny, but it wasn't like rap in that sense.
No, it was cute. It was cute.
It was more like talking.
I got no comment here. I was like, I got no comment on here.
Don't listen to it. You're the best rapper in the world. No.
Someone send this video to Zoe. Clip it. Clip it and send it to fucking all.
I'm sorry, you puppy. I'm sorry.
So translate it, put it on the video.
No, I mean, I like the rap first in the original Ring Ring, though. I just, like creatively speaking, wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, original.
Right. Oh my
she
God.
was really good. Yeah.
Right. Right, like that's the takeaway I've been getting from some of these members is like you can really tell they've come a far way. If you listen to stuff in Pink Punch and then stuff like Ring Ring and the two other tracks from that single, you can tell that they've gotten a lot better. Like vocal wise, it's a lot cleaner the way they sing, and there's like a lot of the random shit that's going on in the background is removed, like with the weird accents and whatnot. Dre's pronunciation has improved a whole bunch. Sohee's rap has come a long way. It's come a long way, guys. Like it's great now. Like it's much better than where we were before. So maybe regardless of how I feel about certain tracks, I feel like it's a great improvement so far we're getting.
Yeah, and especially the B sides. I really like also the B-sides, because that's something that people who don't know about Rocket Punch, they are really amazed that the B-sides are so different than the single one. How did you like the because you never could in Soju Talk or anything talk about the B-sides. What do you think about the B-sides on the newest album?
On Ring Ring or with the Japanese album?
No, in Ring Ring. The Ride and the other one.
I think both of them are pretty decent. I liked Ride a lot more than I Want You Bad. I feel like the lyrical theming of I Want You Bad was a little over the top, but that's at the same time, Korean's my native language. What you gonna do? But I mean, generally speaking, no, seriously. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, it was pretty good. I feel like Ride was actually really, really solid. I remember listening to it a lot when it came out because I thought it was one of the better renditions of the whole synthwave like trend we've been getting ever since the weekend blew up in
Yeah,
America.
the dance break
Yeah.
is so kind of cool, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
just scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, overall, like Rocket Punch does tend to be a group with like very solid B-sides. Like, who isn't nowadays? But at the same time, I do feel like maybe I'm personally biased. I don't know what you gonna do. It's my favorite group here. But I do feel like comparatively, it's not that bad.
But is it like that's what I've been thinking is that maybe there's a chance that the next comeback they are more trying the things that they found out on right, and do you think that would be the route they are going, or do they still have this kind of a cutie energetic concept?
I mean, personally speaking, I feel like they should continue on with the cutesy kind of, but also very energetic kind of direction.
Because
Because
they're a young group and stuff like that.
right. Like, you can't, like, if they're in their late 20s, I would be like, you should do something else. But, like, that's totally not the case with most of these folks. So I'm like, like, I do. And at the same time, I feel like it suits some of their voices really well. Like, Suhyun's vocals, for instance, like, she has a very distinct tone, which I think works really well in certain concepts over others. And I really liked it in certain like parts, like what's girlfriend, which is a B-side from Red Punch. Her vocals were really really nice on that track. So like some good energy, but maybe not too much, because we've seen cases where there's too much with certain tracks like Bouncy.
Yeah.
So I don't like that track if it's not that obvious anymore.
Oh, you mean Bouncy? Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
that.
Bouncy.
It's the children that you talk about so much. It's
Yeah, it's my least favorite. They're all my children. I love them all equally, but it's the one I like the least. Don't tell her.
Oh man.
But
Yeah.
yes,
All right. Okay. Since we're kind of done here,
yeah.
it's like I was about to say clip that again. Huh? All right. So the last thing, I think this is probably our last topic here, is why'd you become a KETCHY? We know you became pre-debut. You were there, but what is it to you? How is it? What is it to mean to be a KETCHY? Overall, like for you overall. I mean,
for me, I had a really interesting time becoming during their debut kind of couple months, because that year where Jury went from being an AKB48 member to to moving to coming to a different company in a different country to debut and whatnot, and then seeing some of the girls from Produce 48 whatnot, that was a big personal motivator for me, honestly, because it came out. All of that happened during my last year of college / me trying to get my first adult job. That's when all that happened.
Okay.
Right. And I was like, that one girl, those girls, they're doing a tremendous job of moving their career forward from one phase to the next. If they can do it, shit, I could probably do it too. Right. So, and honestly, it was a huge motivator for me in that aspect. I got my job a couple months later. So in that aspect, there is a lot of something in my heart about putting in effort, making sure you're pushing yourself forward and getting to your goals. That is like there for me a whole bunch, and that still holds a little bit, right? Because frankly, Rocket Punch is not they're not a huge girl group. Let's be honest with ourselves. There's right. There's a lot of room to grow. And to me, that's the same way I see myself in my career, right? Because in my job right now, I know there's room to grow. I know that there were some bumps along the road, but at the same time, I know that I'm gonna still want to push myself forward in my career. Same way these people are doing it. Same way the Rocket Punch girls are doing it. And sure, what girl group idol isn't putting in effort nowadays. Everybody is, working their asses off to succeed. But at the same time, because I saw a lot of them, working really hard behind the scenes, for their next comeback and their next comeback, I was like, okay, that's where I pull a lot of my personal motivation from. And even though, frankly speaking, I don't watch all of their V lives anymore. I used to a couple, like a year or two ago, but I don't anymore. But at the same time, I see their activities and I'm like, motivated every now and then. I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
like, they got this on their hands. I got to put this on my hands. Let's go.
And I think one of the things is that you can see that they know what's the reality and where they are, and kind of they are not like, how do you say, they are, for me it's sometimes it's a really risk that you can like burn out really easily. And then I would prefer a group that is gonna grow and get bigger, like get popularity more, and get their like music more out there, than just, there's so many new groups that I feel like they are coming with a bang and then they're gonna burn out because either the money is gone from the company, or the success doesn't come, because it's really hard, it's really competitive, the K-pop scene now, isn't it?
Right. Right. It's very competitive. And like, even in that, even with all of that context, like, it's incredible to see them continue to grow, because it's difficult to say Rocket Punch has had a huge road bump so far. Like, there was a couple months where Jiro was inactive because of her, mental health issues, which I'm totally glad she had the opportunity to take those couple periods of times off.
Yeah.
And aside from that, everything has been like continually going upwards. The trajectory is still in a very, very good pace. And as far as I can tell, it's going to continue that way. So going back to what you said, Poe, like way back, sure, maybe, we're kind of unhappy that the Japanese debut didn't sell much, or because we feel like it's a huge, focus testing project. At the same time, I'm like, bet I know they're gonna do way better next time. So like, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
am I like very concerned? Not really.
No,
You know?
no, no.
Nah.
I don't think that's the
Makes
place.
sense.
Like sometimes they are young groups still. All the members are young,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, like I said, it's more like it's more even meaningful or fun to grow with the group than just like be, oh, this is a group that has a lot of money and has a lot of fans straight away. It's kind of fascinating to grow with the group, and kind of support them and they support you as a fandom. And I think that's one of the special things, is that they really kind of mention, like, every group has a fans, but I just feel they have this kind of connection that is
Mm-hmm.
what they are making and what they are showing. And I think that's what I have heard, that for many catches, that's the one thing that kind of is a strength of them, to their like straight honest talk with the fans and stuff like that.
No, I
So
totally
that's
agree with you. They do. I think they're doing a really good job of building that special connection, and so far, it doesn't feel like that's gonna go away. So happy to be a part of this journey.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. The thing that Rocky Punch does, I think, really well. I'm not gonna say, and I'm not gonna compare with other groups out there. What Rocky Punch does is, yeah, they really make that, they really talk to their fans. Like, they honestly try to make as much connection as possible. When we talked about Pocket Dolls, and there's fans messaging them, you're always gonna see from time to time Twitter that they get a response, because they really care about what their fans are doing, how they're how they are, and it just keeps getting they just keep having this special bond between Ketchy and themselves. Even in their videos, I think the recent videos they have also they're talking about catching. I mean, they made it in a game, but they're like, oh no, I can't say Ketchy because they're doing that name game thing. You could tell that
the new show that was
you
funny,
could
yeah.
yeah, so you could tell that they really love all their fans out there, and that is something I won't say we don't see a lot in other groups, but we definitely see in Rocket
Yeah.
Punch they definitely
I
have
think
that
that
going
I
on
think one is
overall.
that they don't take the fans granted. They
Yeah,
kind of understand that they are privileged to be in this situation. Like
Right.
I think Suyeon did that. That's the biggest dream that she always had, that there would be someone or some people who would love them and support them whatever happens. And that's the thing. Like even the girls, said themselves that that's part of it, to just be there for each other whatever happens, whatever there is kind of challenges and so on. And when the girls say it on V Live, I totally get it and totally believe it.
Right.
So that makes it kind of something that I want to be part of, and kind of not only be part of, or be really proud of it. So that's how and I'm trying to do it with the KETCHY Nation channel. I'm doing my own small little things to get people excited and give some content to Ketchys and that kind of stuff. So, and I think the biggest compliment that you can have is that many people have came to me or said that when they made the decision to Dan Rocket Punch, they stayed there. They didn't kind of uh, get interested and then quit and went to another fandom or so. So I think
Right.
that's really good. That's really good, like the loyalty of it. So that's
Right. And frankly speaking, I'm going to be very honest, and my own listeners don't know this, but I didn't expect myself to kind of be along on this journey this long. Frankly, I thought it would fall. I thought I would fall off like way before. Like I thought it was bouncing, and I thought it was it. But but somehow, like while doing our show, I watch like 3-4 music videos every week. I see, listen every comeback, and at that point I'm getting exposure to so many different groups. But like the moment I see this group being mentioned, or when we talk about their songs, I don't know, feels like I'm
it
at
is
home,
different. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It
yeah.
hits differently, man. like you when you see me when you see me talk about other groups, I'm like, like the production, the bass was funky, that's what I'll say. And then when I come to Rocket Punch, I'm like, shit, I can't speak, um
Yeah, you're
and
so hyped up. It has more feelings. Like you can
right.
analyze the other groups, but when it's your it's kind of your first love or whatever. I mean, I mean, I say,
wow, that's your first
can
love word. Whoa.
yeah. Like I don't have a girlfriend now, so Rocket Punch is mine now. So
Oh man. No, I totally know what you mean though. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
was that too much? No, no. I kind of feel that like if I'm really honest about it, it's like sometimes it feels like that when I need some energy, when I want something else to think about
Yeah.
than normal life and stuff, you can always trust in Rocket Punch. You can just always search something or watch V Lives again or write on Pocket Doll or whatever. It's something that is a big part of me now. It's kind of like Warren said. I never thought that would happen. I liked K-pop and I liked groups, but I never thought this could happen. Like that,
Right.
you're like almost 24/7. That's so it's kind of at the same time it's a good thing, but it's for me it's a little bit like scary thing also, like how to kind of balance it that it doesn't become stressful and that kind of stuff. So, but it's been really fun now, and I really love it, and just like to be in contact with other kitschis and talk about. I could talk about 5 hours, but I think Poe is not into it now. So
Wait, what? We're having a 5 hour session.
Great
Wait,
transition.
yeah, just
trying to get
keep
my
the
pillow
tape
right
rolling.
here. Trying to get the pillow. 5 hours. Whoa. Oh,
Yeah,
man, it's one
but
heck of a
it's
roller coaster so far.
yeah, but it's kind of like
Yeah,
I
it's been a good journey so far. Like, I'm not
it's
gonna lie.
been it's gonna be, and it has been, and I always get kind of emotional to talk about that like Rocket Punch. I don't
Mhm.
get emotional to talk about anything like other groups. Maybe Ice
Mm.
One was the only one that kind of was near there, but I had always Rocket Punch with it, and it's kind of
Mm.
it's more like you have, if you can have fun with and contact other people who like the same stuff, and it's really good.
True.
It's really cool that
Right.
Warren is here, because I always thought that you're like the, how do you say, the one who is in the mainstream media saying Rocket Punch, go Rocket Punch. And I was I've tried to contact some other like YouTubers, but
Uh-huh.
for some reason they haven't been lining up to our podcast yet. But maybe in the future.
One day, they'll figure out that this
One
group is the
day.
group. One day.
Yeah,
No, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to mention the group I like and support them in our channel. I don't think we're mainstream at all. Like, I know for a fact we're like
come
part of the
on.
soul hunt. But I'm
You
glad
understand
that
what I mean? You
I
can.
know, no, I know what you mean, and I'm glad
Yeah.
I'm playing it's, frankly, it's not a big role at all, because it's not like a, plug Rocket Punch, like, after plugging our social medias every week. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I know that for a fact that our listeners, and mostly our dedicated listeners, check out Rocket Punch a lot more
Yeah.
often than other average K-pop fans do, because I'm the one there. They're having a pretty good time, and so it's overall, they're having a fun time. I'm having a fun time. The fans are having a fun time. I hope Rocket Punch and Willem is having a fun time too. So
I'm
can't
sure.
complain, man. Can't complain.
You gotta go on that ride.
It's a bit of a bouncy ride, if you will.
Oh shit.
Stupid puns.
Oh man.
All right.
All right. So we're here in the technically the end, and what are our final say for this podcast? Because we're kind of ending it at this point. we talked a lot, honestly, about all these other topics. Warren's been a really great guest,
Yeah.
and you heard his thoughts, and him being such a great catchy. We had someone else on our guest earlier who was also another great catchy in himself. So, but Warren's very pretty fun. And he kind of knows a lot of other
Yeah, you're
things.
welcome
So it kind of
anytime,
goes, yeah, and he goes into a lot more in depth on other things that we necessarily internationals don't know. And Warren kind of gets us a little into, especially
Yeah.
for the Rocket Punch stuff. That's definitely, I would say, very valuable. So you've been a really great guest. I'll say that right now.
No,
Yeah.
happy to be here, man. Happy, if you guys need me on anytime, let me know, and I'll make
As,
time. So,
as a guest, you're in top two, but we have.
oh man, I'm incredibly honored. I will take the silver medal graciously. Damn, like
Oh man.
it's an honor, man. It's an honor.
Yeah, it's so great to have you here, and I think the one is that everybody who is listening, I think the best thing is that I feel that we are a family, and that's the way it's always gonna be. I'm like a little bit sentimental now, but that's
Oh man,
how I feel.
Oh, okay.
We're together, man.
We're
together.
brothers and sisters. Yeah.
We're in it for the ride. We're in it for the bouncy ride.
For a bouncy ride, yeah.
Oh, gee.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna have to, before we end this one, I need to kind of plug in like we usually do here. So if you liked what you heard today, if you can click the like and the subscribe button. If you're listening on YouTube, kind of do the like and subscribe button. It would be much appreciated. Now, Alex, if you're gonna add this in other places, is there anything else that the listeners or the viewers gonna have to do?
some podcasts like Podbay and some other. I'll be loading them and people are hopefully commenting and liking it. I just have a task for us all three now. In our first episode, we tried to end it in a really cool way.
Wait, what?
I mean, we all know what to say. What is the slogan of Rocket Punch, and we can say it in the end.
My brain went somewhere right now. What is the ending again? Oh no.
No, hit the.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna say it at the same time. Is that what we're gonna try to do?
At the same time, and then ended everything. Not everything, but end this podcast.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. You count 1, 2, 3.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Hit the world.
Hit the world with a rocket punch.
We're great siblings.
It's working.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.